Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Yummi and we'll be facing off against the Grand Heist. I just had to squeeze a Yummi run in since she has been faring decently well against all the other adventures in this campaign. I figured I would try her out here. Theoretically we should only need Yummi to win. The setup I'm running is just good keywords. Whatever we place Yummi on is going to be able to attack twice, is going to have challenger, it's just going to be incredible. Zed is interesting, Tamkench is alright, Braum is interesting as well. I wonder if I want to pick up Zed just for the sake of the level up effect. With my stats and positive keywords, does it work with Yummi? Or I might just completely forgo the support champion and I should just pick up something that works nicely with Yummi. Because we can put all our game plan into Yummi and just pick whatever for the cards. That might be the best play, honestly, because Yummi by herself is enough to carry us to victory, I think. So I'm going to reroll here. Okay, Combat Cook, Ornn, Darkin Spear. You know what? I'm going to pick up Ornn. Hopefully I'll be able to draft a low curve. And then we'll end with Ornn around. Hopefully I'll also be able to get stuff that targets my own unit so I can make use of Yummi's Phalanx effect. Pickledust Sprinkle, Wild Inspiration, Titanic Wake. Let's reroll, we can do better. A natural selection. Evolve is 6 plus unique keywords. Yummi has 3, 4, 5 unique keywords. So maybe a natural selection is the play just because everything will quite easily get +2/+2. Yeah, sure. Considering we summoned 2 Poros at the start of the game, and those Poros grow up to be 3 3s at the minimum, it should be good. Sparkle flies decent, it's a way to restore our health. Momentous Choice or Assistant Librarian. Momentous Choice just because it targets my own units. Entrancing Lure or Black Shield. I am going to pick up the Entrancing Lure. Worst case scenario is 2 mana give something barrier. That seems alright. Shadow Totem on the Twisted Fate or a Frail Mystic. I'm going to reroll. Poro Cannon, Bilgewater Tailstones, Brash Gambler. Let's pick up the Bilgewater Tailstones. I think they're going to fare decently. Rummage is interesting. Gets us through our deck faster. But do we really need them? The Rummage? I don't think so. All of these are terrible. Miriam's okay, I suppose. I'll take the Eye of the Storm, because it could be worse. Legion Deserter is interesting, but I think Wounded White Flame might be better. We are going to draw a lot of cards at the start of the game, aren't we? Miriam and the Wounded White Flame. It's a 2 and a 3, and they give us options. Weapon Master. Yeah, sure, let's pick up another weapon master. The equipment should fare decently with this deck. Worst case scenario, I'd champ block with the weapon master, and then I'll use the equipment later on another unit. Yeah, let's skip the Dark and Spear and Transcendiure combo. Nicole or Yummi in the opening hand is also great. Let's go ahead and Yummi here on the Destined Poro. And just like that, I've ensured that the opponent's unit is going to perish. Yeah, go ahead, summon the Sand Soldiers, it doesn't matter. That's one of the opponent's units gone. Next turn I'll probably will have to deal with 2 or 3, I guess, attacking me. Which is a bit annoying. I am going to take some damage, but I'll be fine. I can do this, refill the spell mana, and ensure that I equip that unit just to increase the amount of damage I'll deal next turn. Ooh, Sparklefly, that's one way to restore my health.
Let's find a new best friend.
Is this enough? No, I need to play something else. Is he going to respond how? With Shifting Sands, I should have figured the opponent would have some form of removal.
Disown your ill intent.
It's fine. He survives for one additional turn. Ooh, I forgot the Destined Poro would change into an Exalted Poro.
No light but our sun, no god but a seer.
Do I... I'll play the Affectionate Poro. It's a unit with barrier. Dissuades the opponent from attacking. Ooh, that's another scout. Nothing. Interesting decision from the opponent. Let's see if it pays off. I can do this. Remove that unit even though it's been buffed up. Keep control of the board. And then we close out the game properly. Or maybe not. The opponent's really trying his best to stay alive. I mean, eventually he is going to die because my units are just so large. I'm not going to play Ornn. I'll hold it. I think I can hold Ornn for a while. It's not that great, to be honest. It's way too slow. But maybe I just block like so and then drop down Ornn. Yeah, I think this is a decent decision. Especially if I get to copy the scout weapon. Because now I can go ahead and go for a scout attack with 3 units instead of the regular just 1.
Here comes my molten friend.
Just like so. Okay. That's a pretty good showing for the first encounter. We came out without even losing half our health. That's better than most runs. Blinded Mystic, Ever Onward, Sathria, Lady of Clouds. Let's pick up the Blinded Mystic. It targets my own units. Let's go for the spells chest. Quicksand is tempting, but Heroic Refrain might be better. Give 2 units +2/+1 and barrier, and summon a 3 cost unit. Versus Quicksand. The Heroic Refrain is just better. In most decks, probably the Quicksand would have the edge over the Heroic Refrain. But in this one, the choice is heavily skewed towards the Heroic Refrain. This is a terrible hand. We need Yummi. Never mind, we don't get Yummi. Instead, we get nothing. Refill your mana. Let's go ahead and do this just so I can drop down the
Cautious, Kahiri.
Darkin Spear
You worry too much. I'll be fine.
on this gal. And then next turn I'll try to save the Momentous Choice or the Eye of the Storm. Actually, I can go for both when the opponent attacks. Never mind, I guess we're doing this.
You're making that worried face that you make. I am worried about portals, paradoxes, time skips, the void.
Let's drop down the Ionian Hookmaster, I suppose.
Just said there be contenders out here.
This way
You're up, chum bucket.
we can block like so and ensure that none of our units die. Actually, let's do this. Get rid of the opponent's units.
My only chance.
Yeah, I could play the Plucky Poro, but I don't see the necessity. Yeah, Sense for an Amulet gives more keywords to my units. Ensures that I proc the evolve.
I'm telling me to wait. Oh, you're all impossible.
Then I can go ahead and do this. Give that unit barrier. Attack with everyone.
No time for this.
I was waiting for that. Now I can go ahead and properly clear the opponent's board.
I've learned what I can to help
It's unfortunate. We are keeping up with the opponent, but the unfortunate part really is the fact that we're not really putting that much pressure. If he gets to the point where he actually can go for multiple decimates, I'll be screwed. Finally a Yummi. It was about time. Let's go for Yummi there, I suppose. Force a block on the opponent.
According to the chart,
Okay.
is the time.
I practiced long enough. Now I must.
Let's do this here. Pull the opponent's largest unit. And we'll hope this is enough to close out the game. Not really, but we're getting there. Three health off. If only it was only 2. I could just drop down Ornn and be done with it. Does the Bilgewater Tailstones have burn in it? No, it doesn't. Actually, I can go Bilgewater Tailstones, more powder, Ornn, and that results in a kill, but that would require the opponent to actually remove 2 units off of my board. 1 unit actually. Well, would you look at that? That's exactly what I needed. Let's go ahead and do more powder. Hope the opponent doesn't remove my barrels.
It's so good to see you again.
It doesn't. Then we're just going to win.
Good. Yes.
The powder kegs are going to increase the damage of the glacial storm, which results in the opponent taking 4 damage to his nexus. Good, I managed to close out the game 1 turn earlier than I was supposed to. Papercraft Dragon. Double attack is very tempting. I'm going to pick it up. It's 5 mana, gives something double attack and regeneration. It can be very bad for me, but it can also be so good. Let's reroll this power. Gem crafting. I suppose it's good if I pick up the mountain goat alongside it, so I'll do that. And also I'm going to pick up the action here. We are doing a decent amount of targeting of my own units, so I think we can justify action over Twisted Fate. Let's toss all of these. I'll keep the mountain goat because worst case scenario I'll go mountain goat on the first turn and then gem on the second turn to protect my own units. And we don't get Yumi, we get Warn instead. Because of course, things turn out that way for me. Let's attack like so. See what the opponent does. Transforming that one. Honestly, I'm going to go for the momentous choice here. Try to protect my unit and remove the Big M Tycoon, because the longer it stays on the board, the worse it is for me. It's going to just keep doubling the stats of the units he transforms. And I don't want that. Let's do this here. Let's go ahead and restore my spell mana. This way I have Heroic Refrain as an option. No attack from the opponent. Interesting decision. Well, in that case, let's drop down the Papercraft Dragon. Over the Mountain Goat, actually. This way I get double the amount of gems. I think that's worth it. Wait. Oh no. There goes my... Actually no. Because the double attack is on the Papercraft Dragon, it actually still... the attack still goes through first. But it got rid of the Overwhelm, which was the best part of everything. Kind of annoying. Let's give the gem to this guy. I'll drop down the Sparkle Fly. Hope the opponent doesn't attack. Okay, this is when I'm summoned, when I transform from...
Not another step.
Yeah, it's not going to capture. That was what I was checking. Let's do it like so. And yeah, I'll trade everything in. Or I'll let the opponent do something first before I decide what's the course of action I want to take. I think I definitely want to protect the lifesteal and the large unit. So I'll do this. Ooh. I got a challenger, that means I can even go for a better attack next turn. I'll save the gem. It's going to be useful here. I can do this here. Attack like so. Pull the largest unit. See what the opponent does. Quick sending to prevent damage from going through, or to prevent the attack from going through. Well, in that case, I'll just do this to try and get another attack in. How does the Potipor end up dying? Oh, right. Rally effect increases the stats. It's fine. I can make it work. Let's equip the Yummi there. And I am going to try and keep control of the board by doing this. Moving 2 units. Next turn is probably going to attack with the all-terrain trooper, but I'll have a way to give barrier to whatever I choose to use to block it. Just like so. And now he's going to have to deal with this massive board coming in next turn. He still had 2 of those, huh? How annoying. I have an idea. Let's do this for more powder. More powder. I'll drop down the Ornn. And I'll try to get rid of the all-terrain troopers first before attacking at all. Ooh, that's great. I'll even get rid of the Bristle Hog.
Now this is what good looks like.
Now, the real question is, does this work the way I think it does? It tries to capture the... Actually, no, I just have lethal here. Never mind.
We're gonna find our Yordle book.
It's not relevant, apparently. I was taking into account the fact that this thing was going to capture my Yummi, or my unit that was empowered by Yummi, but I had lethal on board.
There's too much celebrating for my tastes.
Let's pick up the action. Solitary Monk or Champion Item Chest. Let's go for the Solitary Monk. And I'm cutting this one, the Ionian Hookmaster. It's probably the weakest card in the deck. And for the second cut, maybe the Combat Cook or the Blinded Mystic. The correct choice is definitely the Papercraft Dragon. It's way too expensive to keep around. Maybe the Bilgewater Tailstones as well. Yeah, I'm cutting the Combat Cook. I value the spells more than the units. The Blinded Mystic is definitely on the chopping block next though. Do I want to keep this? I'll keep the Momentous Choice and the Darkened Spear. And the Papercraft Dragon because I'm greedy. Hopefully I get the Yummi here because I have a Ornn in hand. Of course I don't. Why would I get the Yummi here? It's almost like my deck is entirely centered around Yummi. And yet still I don't get it. It's incredibly annoying. Somehow I'm still winning the games though. Let's see if this trend continues here. The opponent has a very explosive first turn. I I don't know how I'll deal with that. I'm very tempted to just do this to try and minimize the amount of damage dealt. I think this is for the best. And now I'm going to take 1 billion damage here because the opponent has a full board and I don't. But at the very least I managed to mitigate the damage taken. And it's not like we're in a absolutely terrible position. Let's go momentous choice here. I'm just going to go ahead and try to play for the vault as much as possible.
Disown your ill intent.
Let's have the storm this one. At the very least it kills whatever it is attacking.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
There she is. I'm still going to predict and draw one though. Entrancing Lure, sure. Gives us something to protect my units next turn. I think next turn I'm going to go Mountain Goat Yumi. Or I'll try to, at least. This is tempting as well. Let's Mountain Goat and see what the opponent does. Nothing. Well, in that case, I'm going to drop down the Yumi on the Mountain Goat.
This time, book.
I'm not even caring about what the opponent does here. I just want him to get this turn over with because I'm pretty sure I can kill him. No, I can't. I would need a 3 here. Well, at the very least he is not putting more pressure onto me. That's a bonus. Let's try and keep the board clear. I figured that would happen because that's what the opponent's power does. I'm still going to go through all the motions though. I'm going to do this here definitely, just to keep the board as clear as possible. And you know what? I think I'm just going to Papercraft Dragon here just to get the Warlord Sword proc. Evolve my champion spell shield, make them more resilient to removal. Especially when action and, well, the unit that has Yumi on it are that massive. Yeah, I'm going to do this. It removes the Bakai Reaper.
You wanted the god of the forge, you got him.
And it also gives action barrier, I suppose. Prevents the attacks from these two, from both clock hands. He's still going through a lot of cards per turn though. Let's go ahead and do this. Remove one of the opponent's units.
Time to turn the page, book.
Then I'm going to go for the Sparkle Fly. Let's drop the Papercraft Dragon on her. And now we attack with everything. Pull here. Restore myself back up to full health. and ensure that the opponent can't do anything. Yeah, he's generating a lot of blockers, but it's not enough. Not in terms of damage, but in terms of next turn the countdown goes down by 1. And I'm pretty sure I can do it. It's a bit wasteful to do this, but if I can win this turn, I'll take it. Okay, after the 2 we hit the second 2. Okay. Luckily I drew Yummi. To be fair, there were no other champions in the deck to draw, so it was always going to be Yummi. That went well. Cheaper Yummi. Yeah, let's go for the cheaper Yummi. I'm pretty sure the Philosopher's Stone doesn't work because I'm not summoning Yummi. And we don't need the barrier because we're already giving Yummi barrier. You know what? Let's take the hold it. Worst case scenario, it's a stall option. And it's better than the other powers, I suppose. Though the Blade's Edge is tempting because I wonder if I can give my own units barrier by targeting them with Blade's Edge. Probably not, because the barrier occurs at burst speed and the Blade's Edge goes through at fast speed. So the Blade's Edge will probably end up removing my unit's barrier. A bit annoying that he decided to go ahead and do that. You know, just going ahead and removing the keywords off of my units. But it could be worse. At the very least, this way I deal some cheap damage to him. And I set up so that the next turns are going to be better because the opponent no longer has a board. Let's do that there. Oh, he's going to try and kill the Otiporo. Well, fortunately I had a Yummi saved up just for that occasion. Let's get the scout attack off first, let the opponent respond with something. Pretty simple game plan. Okay, he's going for Unraveled Earth. He's probably going, yeah, Quicksand to try and minimize the amount of damage dealt. You know what? Let's go Peppercraft Dragon there. And then we attack with everything. The opponent slowly and surely is going to end up dead. Well, that's unfortunate. At least the Pautiporo has spell shield, so it stays around. Let's try and rebuild our board back up. Can I close out the game here? I hope so.
Hang on. We're rolling.
I'm pretty sure this is still enough to close out the game. I'll just do this for the extra damage.
don't have much,
like so.
but it's enough.
-2 to everything. It doesn't save him. Man, this fight is a bummer. The opponent really is a master at staying alive. X-Tech Fabricator on the Bilgewater Tailstones. It's the better option, even though all of those are kind of mediocre. Ooh, duplicate. Doesn't work with Yummi on the first turn, but on the other turns, and it doesn't work with the equipments as well. But on the other turns, where I'm not pulling equipment or Yummi, it's definitely going to make the difference. I can even go action first, Yummi second, just to make use of the duplicate. Yeah, sure, the opponent gets a Dune Swallower. But
Lead the way, Book. Wait, you've been following me?
I get the Yummi off and a double action. What? Let's do this. Because this sets up a kill with my Yummi. And next turn that thing is going to be stunned anyway. So it's not like it matters. I can actually level up action here by going ahead and targeting it with this card. And in the process I clear the opponent's board.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
This is massive.
Oh dear.
The opponent's wasting his entire turn just to have his board cleared in return.
Finders keepers.
You know what, I'm not even going to risk it. Or to risk it summoning something here and proccing. Wait, it's any player, right? No, it's when the player plays their first unit each round. Let's not flip a coin. I'd rather flip the coin here on my turn. But I don't need to flip a coin. If I just Papercraft Dragon here. Wait, it summons a Papercraft Dragon as well? That's interesting. I suppose units with attachments work differently than the
We're gonna find our
equipments,
yordle, Book.
because since they're units they can be summoned instead of relying on units on the board to stay around. Good to know for the future.
A world without villains.
I definitely didn't know that interaction. I wonder if I can make use of it. Well, I can make use of it to get double value off of the Papercraft Dragons, but other than that I don't really see another exciting option. Would Misfortune's powers even benefit me? Extra mana? Powder Monkeys perhaps? Draw a 1-cost unit or draw a unit when you attack? Sure, let's go for Misfortune's
Sure you can handle me?
powers. Annul his attack, draw a unit, and 1 starting mana. Definitely worthwhile. I think I'm cutting the Blinded Mystic. It's not like the Ezreal has anything that I want to silence. He does have some large units and at least 1 overwhelm unit, but I don't think we need the silence. We'll probably be fine just
Wait, where are we going?
with this setup. Now watch as I am wrong. And the Ezreal has something that I need to silence. I could have kept that around. Played it alongside the Yummi because I start with 4 mana. And again I have Lucky Poro for that. Let's try and bait the opponent's removal, shall we? Okay, he's multiplying Ezreal. Kind of annoying. He multiplies Ezreal 1 additional time. Yeah, sure. Get rid of that Poro specifically, I don't care.
We're off on a new adventure.
What is darkness to the unseen?
This is justice.
Let's do this. It clears the unit that gets buffed. Let's attack yet again. I suppose it's not worth it to even pull the Ezreals, because they're going to die anyway. I could have pulled that one, but it's alright. It would be nice if I had some sort of board clear to deal with the Ezreals.
Death by giant insect. There are worse ways to go.
How do I want to do this? Maybe this dissuades the opponent from attacking with the elusives. But I burn one card. That's unfortunate, I forgot about that part. Let's do this. At the very least I'll get some health back. Oh, I actually keep the Sparkle Fly around. That's great. Keeping it around is huge.
Hug it out.
I'll try to minimize the amount of damage I take. And I don't think I need this second action around, especially because I'm going to proc actions level up here. Yeah, Mountain Goat, a second one's probably going to be fine. Next turn I'm definitely starting with the Crystal Ibex targeting there, in order to protect my lifesteal unit. This Crystal Ibex around is also great, especially when the opponent decides to target it for no reason. If I attack like so, what gets buffed up? That Ezreal. So I'll pull that one. Try to clear the board.
We're gonna find our Yordle book.
I don't think you can kill this unit. Yeah, that's what I figured. Worst case scenario is going to try and burn me to death by doing that. Also, he gets rid of one of his Ezreals. I don't know if that's good for him or not. Let's do this. We'll try to remove as many of the opponent's units as possible, while also healing myself. Honestly, stabilizing is probably better than killing the opponent at this point, so it's good that he blocked with Ezreal there. Oh, that's unfortunate, it burned one of my Papercraft dragons. It would be nice if I could get rid of one of the opponent's units. Let's do this here. Protect my Sparkle Fly as much as possible while also trying to recuperate my health because I know the Ezreal is almost leveled up. Let's give my champion Spell Shield. Let's get some mountain goats out.
Bow to the god of cloning.
Get the gem train going. Yeah, I'll trade one mountain goat in. I can afford to do so. At least I think I can afford to do so. That's a very frightening Ezreal. Fortunately, I can just do this. Yep, that's fine. We close out, or we remove the opponent's blockers, we draw 2, and then we set up so that this is enough to close out the game. And worst case scenario, let's see if he blocks. Worst case scenario, I'll use the Bilgewater Tailstones in order to rally again. Okay, I have to rally again. Unfortunately, I burned the Yummi, but it should be fine. The opponent's out of mana, and I have an elusive. In fact, I can even kill the unit that just got buffed up. Just like so. Nice. A clean finish to a clean run. Yeah, I'll say that was a decent showing. Now, I wonder what I shall play next year. I'll think about it during the weekend. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.